All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for HunterxHunter, episode 103. Wow.
Okay.
Yes, we have a new character brought into the midst. We don't know who they are.
Right.
But we know
their plot relevance is off the charts.
Yes.
We don't mean that kind of plot.
They're a Gungi Master.
Right.
And it's basically like chess, essentially,
yeah,
but with like
checkers or
checkered like Go kind of tiles.
It's three-dimensional because
yes.
Why not make it more complicated?
And Meruem is showing something unique in that he has the desire to be the best, or he has the desire to win, or he has the desire to maybe enhance his strategic learning capacity.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's a very curious development for a character that is up to this point had been pretty simple.
Right, because it's basically acknowledging the merits of being good at something that is done by people that are of a lesser caliber than yourself.
Right.
You know.
Right. So curious stuff.
Yeah.
Gon is going to go meet Shoot and Knuckle to discuss kind of the next phase of the plan.
Right.
But Melioron is going to be going with him, but also like sneakily to make sure that these are people that are legit.
Exactly.
That he feels safe around because he kind of wants it to be just him and Gon partnering in their little mission, which makes sense. There's less variables for him to worry about.
Yep.
And if it all comes down to everything going wrong, he can just run away from one person. But 2 or 3 people, that's where it gets a little bit worrisome for him.
Yeah, who knows what his overall endgame plan is. I guess we'll have to see.
Yes. We have freaking Netero just like channeling Aura.
Charging up my attack.
Yeah, on yeah.
Yep. He's going all lighthouse. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. We haven't seen Killua in a little bit because he got injured a lot. He's with Hikago, so it'd be nice to see him again. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this. All right, guys, we're going to start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Gungi.
Eyebrow game is really, really strong with this
Very
one.
strong. A little snot coming from the nostrils. Recreation. Them. Wait, so there are more than one?
No.
It's just singular but nondescript pronoun.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to
specifically
make...
Because I'm pretty sure...
Meruem's not sure either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Meruem is also... He's a creature more so than he is than a...
Sure.
He's a being. He has will and stuff, but I'm sure he doesn't give a rip about gender. Well, no, he does, because he's he impregnates...
king, not the queen.
Right, but he impregnates the women of other species.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, he's kind of a guy.
You just try again. It feels kind of weird to seek height there still. Like...
I'm with you. But this opening has been going on for a while. Like, this is not like...
and Mob Psycho.
Yeah, with the... I think the reason why I actually find that interesting is not the Gone explosion,
right?
But it's actually the colors, like you said, the Mob Psycho thing. It's that light green with the blue.
Yep.
That reminds me a lot of basically, Mob's emotions going out of...
Because if it was just orange, then it just looked like a full-body Jajenkin or something, you know? But...
Yeah. Okay. Gungi. The music is very ominous.
Oh, yeah.
But very subtle. Oh.
Infighting
me! For inciting me! Oh my gosh! That's so cute! Okay. Oh, right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Very intense eyebrow game.
Yep.
Oh, she can't even talk normally. And Shia LaBeouf just ever present.
Just reading.
Yeah.
Asleep. She didn't breathe.
Held her breath.
I was wondering if that was going to happen. Wow. Okay.
Good grief. And this is the grand champion of, like, what? Oh, the eyes are open.
Mm-hmm.
Then why are they open? Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a natural application of Nen.
Okay.
I wonder if they'll actually make it so we can learn it, you know?
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
No eyebrows, that's true.
Yeah.
Never even noticed that.
But he does like dogs.
Oh. They're just still following Knuckle.
Around.
Ah! Knuckle, I love you. Yeah. Oh, he's such a good guy.
Uh-huh.
Meruem's about to cry too.
Wow.
That won't be enough to raise my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Knuckle. And the game continues. Whoa. Okay. Oh, yeah. She's kind of being kind and...
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, can you please get a tissue for that? So distracting. Oh, just playing all day. He's got more and more books. Wow. She's probably still being nice, you know, like...
Uh-huh.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, another guest.
What if it was something where he ends up keeping her around just because she never ends up getting scared of him because she doesn't see the dead bodies?
I totally could see that.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Dang. Right.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So this is his ability. Deep purple.
Cool.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, this is cool.
Cool. Whoa. Okay.
Excellent.
Nice.
Very cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Dead. Oh, Cheetu. Nice. He's got his ability probably.
Right.
Yep. Oh. Huh.
Right.
So maybe Hagia did, or Liol did remove it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Nah, Cheetu's gonna keep emphasizing the speed, probably.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Right. Right.
Right.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that would have been a good
Yeah.
a good strategy.
But of course, don't assume that that's his ability. Like, that's a nice way to make the fight more interesting. Oh.
Oh, he tagged him.
Oh.
What the heck? What the heck? A reality marvel or something.
Okay.
Like, what the heck? Right.
Okay.
Whoa. But what's the rush?
Well,
What's the negative?
No, I think it's that he'll never be able to leave if he doesn't touch him in the 8 hours.
No, but huh? Cheetu's like, that's boring.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Ooh. Ooh, yuck.
Yeah. The other guy's flying around somewhere. I don't know what it does. Okay.
Okay.
Valid. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I would think they wouldn't want outside influence
Yeah.
in this ability, so.
Sure.
Now he's going up to this thing. He's going to inspect it.
Yeah.
Because why not? You give it a test?
Okay.
I love how he just keeps thinking. Yeah. Final bit of information.
Uh-huh.
Who
right,
knows?
Why would he say that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm totally mocking you.
Because it's also the thing of if he gets cocky and things like, oh, okay, maybe I can like kill him in his sleep.
No, it's a battle of patience. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
They really need to get rid of that bug guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. They don't know they came from Morel. Oh.
Gotcha.
Okay. Who do you have? Oh. Neferpito?
Okay.
Okay, two more.
All right. Really?
What's to worry about that?
All right.
Awesome. Wow.
Okay.
He's lost a lot.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
I wonder, how does he handle losing?
Yeah, yeah. This is something where we're going to learn more about his character. The storm clouds. Yep. Yeah, he is upset.
Yes. Yeah. What was it? The beady little eyes that,
Yeah, we can't watch this.
Right.
Well, we'll be watching it
at 108.
108. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Okay. So
all right. So Cheetu has been brought back, and he has a reality marble ability.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. But it seems like he didn't think this through. It's a weaker version, in my opinion, of Class 7 bankruptcy, because it basically says you have to fight me, and if you don't, something will happen, right?
Right.
But this one localizes them to a specific space, whereas with Knuckles, he's like, no, you want to come after me, but I don't care what you do, because it's going to stick around for a month.
Right.
A month.
Yeah.
So it's a much more mastered, I'd say.
Well, and also, the whole thing of, Cheetu not saying anything about what happens if he doesn't tag him.
Right.
It could be nothing. It could be something terrible. It could be that he's just wanting to keep it a secret.
Right.
But Morel seemed to gather that he didn't know much about his own abilities.
Right.
Which could make sense because he hasn't really used them before.
True.
You know? But, I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
We've got some new stakes set up.
Some fights on our hands.
The Gungi Master.
Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead. I'm pretty sure it's a she. I mean, I did last time, but
yeah.
I like her.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
Cool. She's cool.
Because it's a dramatic opposite of the king.
Absolutely.
And this is something I think we brought up in the previous discussion, but it's that physically and in other ways, she's so rough around the edges. Like, you notice how she talked when she first came in. Thank you for inciting me. It's I don't think that's nervousness, because she mentioned that she talks a little bit weird.
Right.
And she's like, I haven't had much contact with the outside world.
Right.
So it's like her whole life up until this point was dedicated to mastering this game.
Yep. And she even said that, what was it? Oh yeah. When he said that the supreme ruler or whatever was dead, she was like, oh, sorry. She didn't miss a beat, right? She didn't seem scared or worried or anything.
Well, she seemed very deferential and respectful in that she was prostrated to the ground, Supreme Leader, yes, thank you so much for inviting me and all that. And yet, when he's like, I'm not the Supreme Leader, but I am the king now. What happened?
Right.
The Supreme Leader's dead. Oh, sorry,
Right. And, yeah. And I love that they're bringing up the idea of the king needing to struggle with something, because that's how we show depth of character, right? That's also that's one of the best ways to get the audience to care about a character, right?
Right.
Because even if you have someone like the king where they can just pretty much do everything easily,
right?
Still seeing their limits, that's where the fun stuff happens.
Right. And you can get the idea that the way they were presenting him in the beginning was that he's a god amongst the Chimera ants.
Right.
He walks and he decides, you will die, you will die, you will die. He has his will made into reality. But it's so sickeningly poetic to have this little kid essentially be the one being in the entire world right now that's ever really frustrated him because of defeat.
Right.
So he's been defeated by Shogi, Go, and chess masters, but he eventually overcame them.
Right.
Right now, he has the frustration of someone that's like, I'm being beaten, and I don't know necessarily of whether or not I can beat.
It's not just being beaten
person.
And being like, oh, okay, I made a mistake. I'll do better next time. It's being beaten and knowing
I'm outclassed.
There's nothing I could have done really to stop that.
I played a good game. She's playing a different game than me.
Exactly.
They each made 72 moves, or it could be interpreted that they each made 144 moves. Either way, in chess, that's stupidly long of a game.
Yeah.
So this game is more complex than chess.
Because why not?
Because why not? It's a unique game. I would say in Go, 144 moves each, if it was that, would still be a really long game. I think Go.
I don't know about Go because it's all incremental type stuff.
It's true. So, if we do a true
just to fill out the board, not that the board would ever be fully filled out, but
in Go, is it 16 by 16?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember. But I know I've played a smaller kind of Go Blitz whatever thing, and it's 8 by 8 or something.
Gotcha.
That's that sounds more like Othello really than Go.
Yeah, that does.
And Othello is pretty simple, pretty basic. Yeah. One rule.
Yeah. But in this case, now even if do you think that she has Nen, and that's why she's so good?
Oh, I think it's when he said the atmosphere changed.
Yeah,
that was our cue.
Right. That seems like one of the things where it's in case you hadn't guessed already, she has Nen, but they didn't. I would think that if she had Nen, that Meruem would be able to pick up on it, right? He'd be like, oh, okay, she's a rare human. That explains why she's so good,
Sure.
Or at least the fact that, once she started, really trying, because if she is, looking into the future or something like that in order to win, you would expect that he would be able to detect that she's doing that, right?
My guess is that it's so light and it's so weak that he can't sense it.
Sure.
I would just say that it's more likely than not that she is utilizing some aspect of just natural human aura.
Sure.
For the purpose of being good at this game. And I think it's kind of like Toph in that her blindness gave her access to a new sort of perception.
Yes.
And it might not be that she's getting a perfect view of the future or something like that. But she is, in some ways, cheating. Not necessarily cheating, or just...
She's operating on a different level.
She's operating on a different level, yeah.
And that makes me really excited because if Meruem isn't able to defeat her in this game, right? Then say, even if she is a rare human and all that stuff, and he's like, you know what? I want to eat her brain. That would be very helpful, right? Make me get stronger and all that stuff. But then his pride is there thinking, but if you do that, then you're admitting defeat. You're admitting that you would not be able to beat her, right? You can eat her brain any time. But if you do that before you beat her, then it's like Armin's whole thing.
It's
like,
brilliant.
By resorting to violence, you're acknowledging
proving
that I was right.
Because you can't beat my argument with words.
Right, exactly.
So by introducing this element into the story now, what I think is kind of curious about that is that you can use this to set up a couple things. In that this girl will be the only way in which the king will lose. But the thing is that the narrator said previously that this person will be greatly
have an influence on his fate.
Influence on his fate.
Yeah.
Now, one of the ways that you interpreted it, and I thought was really cool, was that fate just means the future. Like in that instance, it's not, because I was looking at it more specifically at the end.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was thinking that was almost a dead giveaway that the king will die at some point. But there's another way to look at it in that it will influence their journey, their life course, if you will. And I want to I just want to posit an idea of what if the king lives. The king finds a way to make peace with the humans, and it's because of this human.
Possibly. That would blow my mind because I feel like Meruem can't really coexist with humans, but what I do see is that this character, have we even gotten her name yet?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Gungi Master.
Yeah, exactly. Snot girl.
Girl.
She's going to basically teach Meruem some important life lesson. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what's going to be so. That's what's going to be so crazy about it is that he would not be willing to learn something from anybody really because he sees them himself as being better than them. So he doesn't have anything to learn from them. Right. That's why he plays all these different game master.
He's seeing if he has anything left to learn.
Right. Exactly.
In these specific areas, because I think when you think about games that involve strategy, when you win in a strategy game, you essentially have dominance in that game. So it's kind of like how chess, for instance, we have what are called grandmasters at chess.
Yeah.
And they're given this title because they are the of all the masters out there of chess that teach chess, they are the grandest of them. And it's given to them as kind of an honorary respect thing, but also kind of a merit thing. Now, with Meruem, I see him looking at these games in particular and saying like, okay, I want to see how intelligent I am. I want to see how much capacity I have to learn. But I also want to make sure that I am
actually
worthy.
The superior.
Well, yes, but also worthy if I have the merit necessary to have dominion over humans. This is maybe a little bit of a weird way of looking at it.
Right, because I don't think he'd be questioning himself that much. But I see what you mean.
But maybe reinforcing it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like the aliens that show up and go, take me to your leader. Meruem's going and just being like, send me all your most intelligent strategists.
Right.
You mean military? No. I want just natural mind ability.
Right. I see it as him basically marking his territory.
Right.
Because he's wanting to be king of the world, right? The entire world, right?
Everything.
So he has to basically say, yes, I have marked that territory as me being the king, and I've marked that territory as me being the king, and that territory. If he was an an actual wild animal, this would be the equivalent of him just going around peeing on everything. You know,
okay,
like that was maybe an interesting way of putting it, but you know, but that's basically what he's doing. And that's why I think he'll be able to actually learn stuff from this girl, because he'll be like, oh, okay, I can see her as an equal. And if they did want to do something where he survived, right? Because as he is right now, personality-wise, there's no way he'll coexist with humans.
Right.
Unless maybe he ends up basically getting proven wrong and that he can see humans as being equals.
Well, the thing that they brought in recent episodes was, you know, were people like Melioron, and that's the thing of people like Melioron, who are starting to remember their old lives as humans.
Yes.
And my thought is that if anyone out there deserves essentially the most character development on the Chimera Ant side, I want it to be the strongest ones. So
right, the ones that have the most plot importance.
Right, the Royal Guard and especially Meruem. I think Meruem as a character right now is a little bit static. And I think that that's something that HunterxHunter just can't stand, basically, as a show. Like, Togashi doesn't make static characters, essentially.
Okay.
Like, especially not plot relevant ones, because like even the queen, we go back to the Chimera Ant queen, very much not a static character to look at,
or at least seemed like it at the beginning.
Oh, that's the point though. They seem like it at the beginning, but by the end of it you're like, whoa,
okay,
we've gone on a little bit of a journey here. And with the king, he is the epitome of Chimera Ant evolution, of, you know, phagogenesis, of what the original queen brought into this world. The king is the magnum opus, if you will.
Yep.
I think that it behooves essentially the smaller, lesser Chimera Ants to start to have their human elements come out first, but later in the story eventually have aspects of humanity come out in the more evolved Chimera Ants.
That would be fantastic. I mean, it makes sense from the standpoint of the fact that the other Chimera Ants have just been around longer.
Right,
you know,
so they
would have stuff like that.
They're older,
first.
essentially.
Right. And that's one of the things that I really like about how they've shown the king so far, is that he is very young. He is immature, basically. Right. And you know, with the whole thing of, like, you know, just killing people that, you know, he didn't like, he's been killing people a lot less recently. It's been a lot more intentional when he does do it, you know. And seeing how he handles defeat, that's the next step in basically seeing his growth and his maturing.
Yeah. In some ways, I almost see Shia LaBeouf being there as kind of like a babysitter.
Yes. I was going to say.
Did you get that vibe as well?
Totally.
His presence was one in which he kind of cares for the little things about the king.
Right.
But he was worried about what would happen because the king hadn't won at this point. When usually by this point he would have defeated the Go Master, the Chess Master, the Shogi Master. And it's like, well, hold on here. Why is Shia LaBeouf scared? Why is Shia LaBeouf worried? What's there really to worry about? I don't think it's that the king would rage and kill him or something.
No, it's well, in a lot of ways it's kind of the whole babysitter thing, but it's also kind of like a parent, you know, like an older sibling. He's wondering whether his, you know, the bright young child will basically plateau. Will he actually end up not being the king that they all think he is?
Or I love that idea, but I want to say yes, and that that Shia LaBeouf might have brought essentially a playmate for their child that might not be the best influence to call back to the influence thing.
That was actually
on
something
their child.
That was something I was wanting to bring up once this whole thing was done, because yes, it is basically, hey, we've got a kid here. Let's have him find some friends.
Yay! Right? Friends for the kid. I mean, the king. Whatever. And we're like, oh, he brought in some good friends. Oh, they're your last friend? They hung themselves. They killed themselves. It's okay. We'll get you another one.
We'll get you a new
anything
one.
For our baby. Yes.
It makes me think of in the beginning of Emperor's New Groove when Cusco as a baby is like, he has the doll and he's squeezing it so the tight head pops off, and then he cries, and then a bunch of hands come out of nowhere to hold out like, a dozen new dolls, and he just...
In some ways, that's a bad way to raise a kid.
In some ways.
No, but I mean, like, in this context.
Oh, yeah.
In some ways, it's a bad way to keep appeasing, essentially.
Exactly.
But because there's a role situation here, and also a very clear, like, power, role dynamic here, the Royal Guard are kind of at the behest of the king. And do you remember Morel's line about how if this king just does what he wants, he'll be a lot harder to predict?
Yes.
I think that this whole thing going on here is just because the king wants to do it.
Sure.
And but that's the thing, though. For Shia LaBeouf and the Royal Guards, they're like, okay, why is he doing this? Like, they have to guess at it.
Well, it's the idea that if he's being driven by basically his desires, right, and he's coming to a point where he's having difficulties, what if his desires lead him to do some other things that they aren't,
prepared for? Yeah.
Exactly.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. Like, the rest of this episode deals with Morel going on a little bit of an internal kind of monologue situation, which was very cool. I like that we're...
Macro strategy. It was great.
But yes, I like how we're constantly reminded about the RTS situation going on here. But we've also got a little bit of a distance thing covered in that Morel is kind of drawing up battle lines right next to the actual, like, palace, the actual, like, fortress and stuff. And Neferpito isn't biting.
Right.
So he's deducing that based on that, they're playing it close to the chest. They're like, no. We have our castle.
Right.
We don't need to leave it. We don't lower the drawbridge.
Their effective numbers are still 4. Like, they can have their troops and all that stuff, but in a game of regicide where you have to defend the king...
Yes. In a game of regicide, we need 3... really powerful people constantly by the king. So they're sorting out they do have a larger number than 4.
Yep.
But yes, they're sorting out their pawns, essentially.
Exactly.
The rooks and the queens stay with the king.
But
we can send out our bishops and knights and pawns.
Yeah, and I think that's why Morel has no problem just going to sleep for 5 hours in this alternate world. Because
we still have, like, what?
Yeah, that's fine.
4 or 6 days until the selection ceremony?
6 days till the selection, but also the idea that he's like, but my 50 ads are still out there doing their thing, right?
True.
So the fact that I'm not there, that's not really too much of an issue.
Right. Another thing that we... have a little bit of interesting thing going on is that Nav is there, but he's not in the reality marble with Cheetu and Morel.
Right. Yeah.
And since he has some kind of reality marble type ability
as well,
what's the interaction there? Is he going to try and group up with Morel, or is he going to try and just find some way to determine what the ability is, maybe from the outside?
What he really needs to do is he need to take that grasshopper one or whatever that's flying around.
Yeah, just one-shot him.
One-shot him, or just lock him away in an alternate dimension. That way they just lose their scanning.
Yeah, I wonder if Nav... What were the conditions? How is he able to make something that strong, essentially?
I mean, probably around the same way that Cheetu was able to do, basically the same
I guess
thing.
I'm just not as threatened by Cheetu's ability.
Sure, because he has to go there too, and
there's a whole lot of little things that make you feel like Cheetu's ability is still raw. Like, it's not that his ability is bad; it's that, like Morel said, he hasn't maybe thought up some strategies of how to utilize the ability beyond just using it.
And that's probably why Nav is so much more terrifying, is because he has an ability that in some ways could be considered weaker.
Right.
Because, like, he has to actually get them to, like, say, fall into the thing, right?
Right.
What if it's a flying creature, right? And it's just like, oh, it opened up, underneath me. I have wings. I'm gonna fly away, right? But because of how good he is at using it, as we've seen so far, it's way scarier.
Right. Cheetu does have to touch them.
Sure, but that's not too hard. He's fast.
No, it's not. It's not that hard. But I think it's only easy because he's fast.
Right.
So it all works in tandem for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there are people out there. There are people skilled out there. I don't know Gon and Killua's speed necessarily, but I get the vibe that Morel being more of a, what would that be? Would he? Because his ability
like support.
Like,
I guess
it's
like,
well, right, but we don't know exactly. Like, okay, so he creates the aura haze with the pipe or whatever, and then he has the aura core that he generates out,
right, and sends out, and then has the haze form around it to make the clone.
Right. So on some level, the releasing of the aura from his body is a little bit of an emitter.
Yeah,
thing.
that'd be emitter. Yeah.
And then he maybe is also a manipulator because he's then manipulating.
Oh yeah, those two are next to each other. So yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So he's probably one of those two. Sure. I just love that his ability is one that's utilizing multiple different aspects of it. So we're not able to immediately tell, oh, he must be this specialization.
Well, and also the idea that he's not a one-trick pony, right? Because when he showed up, right, and we saw him do his whole haze thing, and Nav, drawing people into the room, right, and then Netherot's cracking his knuckles down there. That was great.
That was so good.
But that is not something that would make me terrified of them as individuals. It made me terrified of them as a team,
group,
right? As a group. But for Morel, it's like, okay, if all he could do was make a haze, I wouldn't see him basically lasting very long.
Right. In the same way as how Knuckle or Shoot have their abilities that are pretty decent individually. In a lot of ways, I think theirs are pretty powerful. It's really powerful, though, if he gets the person to have the Class 7 bankruptcy, and then he get the other, then Shoot Pokeballs them, and then it's like, now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You just sit there trapped while you
and then once they have their nen, once they can't use their nen for a month,
they just come out and
squash.
But it's a very slow.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that's actually what they said they did with Kite.
Yeah, the whole Kite thing was a little bit, I want to say either messy or complicated, but it's basically that. Yeah, you're right.
And if they were able to use something like that on Meruem, that would be an issue. So if they can get rid of Leo,
Leo is not the one. It was the other one.
Yeah,
that was one of Leo's compatriots. Because Leo had her and the bug guy,
right,
and that was their group of 3, and they moved together and stuff. Yep. But now they're probably a perfect team. Like they have,
sure. They've got the reconnaissance, and then they've got got someone that can cast the spell magic, and then
what level spell is that in 5e? Third, yeah. But it's so useful in just general application.
Yeah, just you want to have it, kind of a thing.
And imagine having unlimited uses of that.
Right. Although in her case, I think she can only do the one at a time, which is nice because it makes it a bit more balanced.
Right, but then once it's done, she can probably do it again.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
It's just a time. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. I wonder, though, if she has some kind of range limitations of it, though. Because it seems like they were saying that she was currently doing it while Cheetu was here.
Well, right. I think that's because Cheetu went to get his ability. When he was there, she swallowed up his nen thing.
She exercised the nen.
Yeah. And she has to basically... She's now working on getting it out of her system so that she can do it again.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. Awesome. We've got a whole strategy team. Oh, yeah. The Chimera Ants have made a sortie. We've got a fight that's about to start. I love that Morel is just throwing all the crap in Cheetu's face. He's just like,
oh, it's fantastic.
I don't care about you.
Well, and especially because when I think about Cheetu, the fast one, right?
Right.
So the corollary of that is that Cheetu is probably impatient. He's used to going around lightning fast.
Yep.
So he just goes there and just like, I'm just going to settle down and go to sleep for 5 hours. Is he actually asleep? That's a good question.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like
You remember there was another part in the Greed Island arc, I believe, where it was Gon and Killua.
Yeah.
And they did something very much like this. I'm trying to remember. I think it was when they were training with Bisky, and there was that one like thief guy or whatever.
That they were trapped in the area with, and they had to defeat him and all that stuff.
Yeah, wasn't there something involved where one of them would like just rest to kind of be like, yeah, I don't want to do this right now. I'm just gonna rest.
Oh yeah, I think it was that they would one would fight them while the other one would sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
But while they were fighting them, they had to protect the other one.
Right.
While they were resting.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's what it was.
But that was just how good they were.
Right.
But I also like there's a possibility that Morel, being not just a one-trick pony, is doing something beyond just messing with Cheetu's head by resting, in that he might be using this time to recover aura.
That's true.
And 5 hours is basically, he's like, I've got the multiplier, do the math. Okay, 5 hours should be enough, and then I'll be able to just bust out if you're no problem. Who knows?
If Cheetu does try to sneak up close to like kill him in his sleep or something, then it's like, and tag, you're it.
Yep.
Woohoo.
And then they're out.
Yeah. And with minimal effort.
The thing that I think is actually really curious, though, is that Cheetu might be able to perma stun lock someone in this world if he can bring them back into it when he tags them again. And I think that's the real threat of the power, is the 8 hour thing. Why not just let yourself be tagged and then tag again really quickly because you know you can.
Sure.
And then extend it another 8 hours and another 8 hours. And Cheetu is basically...
Yeah, however long it takes them to tag you.
Right, but that's a freaky thought, is that what if you perma-stunned by... You basically used CC, crowd control, so you're like, I will be able to do actions on the battlefield as a whole, but I'll take out one important player on their side.
But that's assuming that you'd be able to basically make it so that they can't catch you in 8 hours.
Right.
So if they ever catch you, then it's out, and you're, all that. And odds are, if they're able to catch you, they might be able to kill you.
That is true. That is true. I do think though that would be a thing of where he would intentionally let himself be tagged.
Possibly.
That's where it's
so that it ends early and he can get away.
Well, not so it ends early, but it ends early and then he immediately tags again.
Oh,
that's my idea.
That's why Nav is so much more terrifying in our minds than Cheetu. He doesn't have to be in there with them.
Right, yeah.
And there might be some way where they could actually get out somehow or something. We don't know because we haven't seen up close, what his ability is like. But that's kind of helpful because then he could theoretically get Meruem in there and just be like, all right, cool, he's in there. And I'm not going in there. I'll just keep him in there for a while. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and Nav's got this look, I'm not using my ability ever.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I try to put more people in there and open a hole so the other person could potentially get out?
Getting out.
I'm not stupid.
He's like, hey, we got this. Just someone else fight for me because I'm good right now.
I really could see that being a big plot point in the future where Nav gets someone in there and it's like, okay, I'm not opening it. I'm done with my ability.
You got to take care of the rest, Morel, because I'm keeping that closed.
Yeah. We didn't see Killua, so we're kind of straight on that.
And we didn't really see Gon. We saw a little bit of him, talking with Knuckle and Shoot.
We should bring that up, though. I think Melioron had his little moment of being like, well, that's not going to change my opinion of them, with Knuckles holding up the dogs and crying. It's like, that's so adorable. I love it. Him saying he was born in the wrong decade, and he's still got this little group of dogs following him.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not it's efficient, baka,
Right, it was one of those things where again, Knuckle is just the personification of the idea of, if you want your audience to hate a character, have them kick a dog. If you want them to love a character, have them pet a dog. Yeah.
But in this case, why not? Why have it be one dog? Why not have it be a ton of dogs and have him be crying as he's thinking about how he rescued them?
Yeah. Like,
he's a good
like
guy.
How can you really hate that? Like, even if that doesn't make you absolutely love the character, you can't really dislike the character when that happens.
Yes.
Like,
and guys, I just want to say this is really funny. I don't know if any of you caught this and stuff, but like once I saw Knuckle, I loved him. Like I loved him
before the dogs.
Even before the dogs. But you know what's really funny? My name is Caleb. The name Caleb means dog. I had the dog instinctive thing of just being like, this is a good boy. I love this boy. He's a good boy.
He's the goodest boy ever.
He's the goodest boy ever.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that because I think I found that really funny, being like, he's a dog person, and I'm like, I like this guy.
Woof. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Yeah. But anyhow, it's a fun episode. It seems like it's kind of a little bit of a setup, but the really big things happening with Meruem and the Gungi Master are implications.
And
so big.
Just seeing RTS stuff happen in a shonen is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Like that does make me happy.
It makes me happy too. A lot, guys. All right, guys, this is a great episode. If you want to see the next 2 episodes, though, right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there, and any kind of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or whatever. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.